My name is Katie Bagno, and I'm from Simi Valley, California, which is about an hour outside of Los Angeles, which is super fun. I am a second-year graduate student, and I am a graduate teaching assistant as well as an assistant basic course director. And so my job as a GTA is teaching the Comp210 classes. So we work very closely with the students. There's usually about 20 in a class, and we teach them public speaking skills and also help them get ready for their speeches. And then as a graduate teaching assistant, I work very closely with Kathy Dinker to help run the graduate program and really help facilitate and mentor a lot of the incoming GTAs as well as the ones who are still here. I chose to come to Ball State because they had a really interesting program. I was really interested in interpersonal communication, and I had noticed that a lot of master's programs were rolling interpersonal into OrgComm, which is what I did my undergraduate degree in. But I really wanted to focus on interpersonal, and so I thought it was interesting that they provided a track that was both interpersonal as well as rhetoric. And then I had gotten in touch with Glenn Stamp, I think the summer before my senior year, and we were actually emailing back and forth for a year and a half, which is great. He sent me Christmas card emails, which was awesome. And that really kind of highlighted how attentive and caring the faculty were, which was another big reason why I chose Ball State. Well, for me, because I both teach and I work with Kathy, a typical day for me looks like teaching in the morning, working with graduate teaching assistants in the afternoon, being in the office to help with questions, and sometimes also going to classes and observing. And then at night we have class, and then after that is homework, and then eventually bedtime. My favorite thing about the department is how caring and attentive the faculty are. This department is very familial, so a lot of us on the third floor constantly talk with one another, and people are always looking out for you. And if there's an emergency, you always are, I think as a graduate student, sometimes you worry about not having a support system because you're so far away from home, but the faculty really jump in, and sometimes the most unlikely faculty members where you're like, I have never had a class with them or talked to them ever, and then there's an emergency and then they're the first person there to help you out. So that for me is, I think, the best thing about the program. After graduation, I know that I want to teach. I would really like to coach competitive speech. But also I've been talking to a few of my mentors from my undergraduate program and possibly looking at consulting work, so joining corporate America, which I thought I would never join. But especially because I am considering an OrgComm PhD, having that work experience actually as a consultant for a couple of years before I go back for the PhD and then ultimately teaching OrgComm classes, I think would have a lot of benefit to it. So right now it's up in the air because I have 400 backup plans. But hopefully as we get closer to graduation, there will be a more definitive one. Planning and sleep. I think those are probably the most basic stock answers you could give, but they're also the most valid. If you are not planning out your day and really thinking about what you have to do, it's very easy to fall behind and get lost in the sauce, and then you're really scrambling to catch up. But at the same time, it's important to remember that when you are overwhelmed and you have so many things to do, if you're not accounting for enough sleep, catching up is that much harder. So making sure that you're planning and staying on top of things, as well as taking care of yourself and getting sleep, I think are the two most important ways to survive the 2 years of grad school.